Martin Lawrence, I'm a bad boy. When I got to the cash, ain't got in my bag, boy. Please don't think it's sweet, I stay with the heat even though I'm a sad boy. You better watch the way you breathe around me for that breath be your last, boy. I've been drinking red reds, boy. I've been chopping on these birds, McCoy. No, I bet my rich in really 9 months. Overseas, kind of skin.
Hello guys, it is your boy Principal. It is back here with another video. And yes, if you're getting the certain pattern that I am here, videos are usually gonna come out on weekends now. Sorry. Or I'll get to record the videos on the weekend and release them on Mondays or Tuesdays. Because I just have a lot that I'm trying to get used to in my new life. You know how it is. And y'all already get it, and y'all being really supportive, and thanks to all those who stuck around. The Darkseid series will come to an end, but y'all began more Black Clover series coming your way. I've been really more invested in Black Clover since the latest chapters came out. That shit was crazy. Oh my god. By the way, I want to release a video about how much I fucking hate Yuno, so don't be surprised when it comes out. It honestly might like anger a lot of people, but I don't care. I don't like his character. I didn't like it since the moment I like met him. He's not a Sasuke clone. That's not why I don't like him. He's just not a good character, personally speaking. Alright, without any further ado, let's get right into this. I know I don't want to hear me anymore. Turn notifications on for future videos, like and subscribe, all that shit. And there is also like a bunch of people who are watching my shit, but they ain't subscribed, you know? You show me some love, man. I'm out here working hard. Defending my country. I'm joking, I'm not gonna fucking guilt trip anybody. Subscribe if you want to, if you don't want to. This is still just fun for me, honestly. Alright, let's go. So we began with Team 7 reaching Tsunagakure where Hinata heals Kankuro while the others chase down Gaara's capturers. This leads to Kakashi fighting Tobi, Sasuke fighting his brother, and Naruto knocking out Deidara and Sasori and saving Gaara. He's then brought back to the sand and they make an alliance, and then he goes back to Leaf with his team. Naruto makes a powerful jutsu that looked able to kill even he himself, who was so strong, by executing it, just executing it. And Team Asuma, Shizune, Tsunade, and Shikaku come to check on him. He makes something to track Jinchuriki, and using this, they sent Anko to save Yugito as she kills Kakuzu and Hidan in the process. And then she lets Tsunade and Naruto, the clone of Naruto, teleport to her. They then see the Raikage and propose a summit, and will then go tell the other Kage the same thing. Well, the Hyuga are sent out to a hideout of the Akatsuki, and eventually, after this battle begins, on the next, like a few days after, the village of Konoha is attacked by the Six Paths of Pain, but they're prepared for that. And Naruto beats most of them, and others are beaten by stronger shinobi elsewhere easily. And then he goes talks to Nagato, and then returns to the Leaf, and he's forced to deal with his new reality. People were starting to accept him, but he of course cannot open up to them, and even they realize this. It's just a very emotional moment. So Sasuke, who went with the Hyuga, meanwhile was fighting and beating Itachi, who invited him because he learned about him coming over to attack them. So it was like perfect timing, and he actually was beating him, like I said. And while he was doing this, meanwhile the Hyuga got massacred while trying to fight because they were beaten by Madara, who was just summoned by Orochimaru. But Hinata stood, unlocking a new power to stand against him. Now let's actually get into the story. You can go, I don't need you here, alright? I'm busy, said Naruto to Shizune. I'm not here just for that, you know. It's good you've learned to delegate responsibility like this, but you don't have to choose right now. Tauntaun, who was in her arms, a little piglet, struggles and is let down as she runs to and snuggles against Naruto, who would then sniff, saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Ow! Tauntaun would then jab him with her foot, and he says, Man, I don't want to talk about this chakra. A huge amount of chakra is pinpointed on the globe, and Naruto enlarges it and its location, allowing him to then create a spatial interference or interface into the cave of Madara, and he sees her. Shizune would ask, Is that Hinata? I told you she'd shock you. As we peer through this visual, we arrive at the actual scene with Hinata blitzing and attacking Madara, who jumps back as she chases him into the air, throwing a palm strike after palm strike, only to be sent crashing down into the forest made by Madara, but stops herself and with a swing releases a blast of chakra, leaves Madara wide-eyed, but he then dodges to the right. The beam pierces the cave and keeps rising past the clouds outside, leaving Hinata just as confused as those present. Huh? What? Did I do that, she thought? My strength. I'm so tired. After exhausting so much of her chakra from that one blast, she falls to her knees as Madara lands, sort of disappointed. It would be worse in front of her, saying that they should just kill her now before she becomes a threat later on, and Madara would jump and land on the cliff behind, walking past Orochimaru and Zetsu. Do as you wish, I only wish to fight Hashirama. As Obito reaches for Hinata at the moment, however, instantly all his fingers are sliced clean off. Madara feels a presence he cannot ignore, and as he turns, he has to catch Obito as he skids, getting sent flying back into the air, with him then crashing into a wall. Come on, big guy, don't give me a cold shoulder. I'm sure it'll be more than enough of a fight. It's Naruto, both Zetsu say, as Madara would then land, as Naruto would then hold his blades of carnage forward intensely with all his muscles bulging. He was clearly pissed. As if by instinct, Madara uses all his strength, releasing massive binds of wood that head to crush Naruto from all sides of the cave. But as he looks down, seeing all the hurt Hyuga that are trapped, he starts to think, I can't shred everything and still win. In the end, they'll be hurt. Hinata's right behind me. My control word release isn't as refined as his. My only choice is... As he finishes this thought, everyone is then crushed in a massive explosion of wood, as Madara would actually be worried for once against someone in this age, and he was right to be. Ripping through the mounds of trees in his way, Naruto comes lunging at Madara, who yells Shinra Tensei, only for that attack to be cut as his torso is split by an invisible chakra slash that takes a huge chunk of the cave with it. This slowly collapses it from the inside, and as it falls onto itself, leaping from out of the top, Naruto and Madara begin their true battle, with the Uchiha summoning his Susanoo and swinging down at the minuscule Naruto, only for him to block this and then scream, exploding with so much physically dense chakra that it pushes him away. Blood release. With a shockwave coming out from Naruto's body, he expands to the same size as the Susanoo, leaving Madara shocked yet excited. What is this? Your clan cannot use such techniques. Yeah? And so what? With a scream, he fires his Omega beams that travel past the speed of light and laser through Madara's Susanoo, hitting and ripping him to nothing but shreds, before the residues then pierce a mountain, causing an explosion. Sasuke and Itachi will stop their fight, seeing the mountain explode far off, as they then both turn to see the gigantic Naruto begin to shrink. Doing something ridiculous as always, says Sasuke. Itachi is taken off guard by his warm smile that differentiated from his previous disposition when fighting him. And elsewhere, the dropped Hyuga, who were also healed and teleported far from the battle when they were supposed to be crushed, begin to awake and look up at the massive clashes of chakra that descend, and already they're certain what's going on and they know that they'll be fine. It's Naruto, said Hinata. Ramming Madara into the ground as he reformed, Naruto makes a hand sign as a mark appears on his head. I need the real you so I can properly kill your ass, Madara. So stand still. Feeling his every cell becoming no longer imaginary of a subject that made up his body, which was now of course just a shell since he was a reanimation, Madara struggles, kicking Naruto in the stomach only for his leg to shatter as he screams, and Naruto lets go of him and stomps his face into the ground, causing the force around him to rise into the air as everything ruptures and they sink into a crater. Eventually, moving to a log, Madara appears behind Naruto and instantly flies off with the Susanoo. I'm afraid of him. I need to get out of here. His legs then grab at that moment as he looks to see Naruto inside his Susanoo as he absorbs all his chakra instantly, leaving his Susanoo cracking while his body was finally once alive again, allowing Naruto to kill him, which he does with a slash, ripping his head off with his blades of carnage before ripping out his Rinnegan and burning them with a flaming fist. Naruto then lets go of his battered body and would then fire an Omega Beam, incinerating him to nothing. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever summon you back. The dead just stay such. Watching from below, Tobi hung onto Orochimaru as he dragged him across the battlefield, well, the forest that has now turned into a battlefield, and they and Zetsu watched like in horror as Naruto floated down, putting away his blades, and running up from behind arrived the Hyuga clan. What the? It was him again. Always that bastard, thought Tobi. Naruto, are you okay? Asked Hinata. Of course. Good word, by the way. He floats and lands as he slams his hand down, releasing a trail of shadows from his own that explode before the enemy grabbing a hold of and binding them as its grip grows stronger and stronger the more they struggle. I think of the Yamana. What was you? It's impossible. I took a bit of inspiration. I thought I couldn't use clan techniques or anything like that. I was wrong. So why can't this bastard do? It's like the world itself is cursing us, Tobi thought. Rin, I have to get her back. This isn't gonna stop me. Seriously? As he struggles, he hears the voice of Naruto in his head who says, "You did all of this. Killed all those people. For a woman. Pathetic." At this moment, his vengeful eyes turn to that of despair. Naruto can even read his goddamn mind. They never stood a chance. I'm gonna fade to black. From this blackness, darkness, darker than dirt. I'm not gonna do a JJK reference. From this blackness, a faint light is shown through the eyes of Itachi as his seal is taken off by Hiruzen, surprising him. How many years has it been, Lord Hiruzen? Tears would stream down the face of the old man, with him barely being able to hold back. 6. 6 years. Beside his cell stood Sasuke. He had learned the truth, only making his psyche more fucked up than before, and he felt played and so much confliction that it was like, it was just insane. Should I just destroy Konoha, he thought. Itachi's vision, meanwhile, had now worsened so much that he couldn't even see the face of his younger brother anymore, or Hiruzen's, and he was only seeing familiar silhouettes. How am I still alive, he asked. Naruto implanted a mother box onto your eyes, but because they're so deteriorated, it'll take longer than usual. The effects usually take about 3 minutes to kick in, so I guess you're a special case. He helps him stand, with the man nearly falling since he had to use his legs for so long, but he walks out and is blinded by the light from his left, and he would then flap his eyes to like kind of clear that up, and he turns to face Sasuke, barely being able to see him as I said, and reaches his arm out and taps him on the head. Sorry, we'll talk later. With the aid of Hiruzen, he walks off, leaving Sasuke at a loss for words before he smiles. Is this all messed up? Now I understand how Naruto feels. As he comes into the open, Itachi is led out by the old man, who is no longer Hokage until he's out on the streets, and they walk about and everyone makes way for them, not saying anything, only hanging their heads as if they were saying a prayer. What's going on? I'm still blurry. Why is everyone lining up? It's an apology from them to you. I thought you know how Naruto is, said Hiruzen. He couldn't wait. Danzo has already been executed, the root disbanded, and truce beyond broken. He truly just does as he wishes, doesn't he, said Itachi. With a chuckle, Hiruzen then said they were actually supposed to meet Naruto today, but he's doing something. And like I said, every street they walk by has villagers hanging their heads, not just apologizing, but hoping this would be their last blunder, because as people, they are extremely gullible. Like, they're really fucking dumb. I don't know how the hell these people never piece anything together. They have no free will. Anyway, finally, as Hiruzen brings him to a certain house, it will be made entirely of wood, courtesy of Tsunade herself. And by this point, his vision actually returned, which just shows how amazing the mother boxes are. And he allowed him to, this allowed him to finally look at everything again. And he also had the Mangekyo once again. It was just a Mangekyo, by the way. I'm not making them have like eternal Mangekyo because their eyes are like fixed now. They just can't deteriorate, no matter how much they use them. That's just what the mother box does. And then he would ask, where is Naruto? That would be the Kage Summit, said Hiruzen. Instantly, the screen would then flip to show the gathering of the Kage, and us getting a full view of everyone and their attendants beside them, including Naruto and Shizune behind Tsunade. Place your headpieces before you set Mifune. As the Hokage do, Mifune would then say he will proceed over these proceedings, and they may now begin. So Onoki is the first to ask, just what exactly is your aim here, Hokage? As all eyes turn to her, they are now aware, after chatting as everyone came earlier on, that she had come to everyone's villages and talked to them. And Tsunade looks to Naruto, who nods, looking very tired, abnormally enough. And he would then take a scroll from behind himself as everyone gets tense, and all attendants almost pull out their weapon like they're ready for a battle. Stop, man, you're all so rude, said Naruto as he throws the scroll, and it stops in mid-air and for like in the middle of everyone, unfurls itself before fading and gathering into a spatial implosion, and then ripples out a screen, kind of spits it out, you know. I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to picture it for y'all. This leaves them, of course, confused, but also amazed at what they're witnessing. But it also makes more sense what Naruto is doing and why, when Naruto makes a hand sign and an explosion of wind is blown away on this spatial interface, it's like a video, to show Naruto stomping the face of Madara into the ground. What am I seeing right now? Oh, it's me fighting Madara Uchiha. That's not the point. It's the Rinnegan, said they are, right? Wait a minute. This could be... Yeah, even all of you fighting me means death. Madara to me was like a child whining, said Naruto, so no, this isn't fake. You know what you just said, boy? Asked Onoki. Of course, the most rebellious Kage and Onoki are unnerved by this, but Mei, Gara, Mifune, and Tsunade and Shizune, I may have used the word unnerved wrong. They're all surprisingly calm. In that instant, Naruto goes from looking at the interface to them saying, yeah, and his very voice releases a shockwave that sends a ring to crash into everyone's eardrums as their eyes go blank until it fades and they kind of regain consciousness. And Naruto would say, I'm so freaking tired right now. Do you have how it's so annoying to decimate a fucking organization? You goddamn you guys are sitting here making this harder than it has to be. We're looking for an alliance, you bastards. If it was a declaration of war, you'd already be dead. You get that, right? Right? As he rages, everyone is left dumbfounded as they felt no chakra in that burst of like power, and he didn't even speak that loud. They're just like in a daze. Like I said, they're kind of stunned. God, that was just his voice. Asked Kurotsuchi. There has to be another reason. Boy, he snaps them out of their trance, asking, did you even listen to me? This is exactly my point, God damn it. Been away for 5 days straight. Even for me, that's annoying. Why the hell 5 days? Asked Onoki. Because I have shit to do, dumb. Okay, that's enough. Branches grow out from behind Naruto, binding him as he's still seething with rage, and Tsunade would say, yes, I know you can break out of those. It's just to calm you down. It's working, even if only a little. Why are you so calm? Asked Onoki. It's suspicious if this boy truly did beat Madara. I did, you geezer. Thorough and annoying, Onoki would then say, we beat Madara, so why are you all so calm? Isn't he kind of adorable? Asked May. What? Us? Chojuro, he's kind of jealous, and Naruto is just like chilling there, and he's kind of just aloof right now. He's trying to calm down. And Gar would say, Naruto and I are friends. He never attacked me. He's not the type of man. I've been visited by the boy earlier, and I'm all aware of how drained he is. Being a Jinchuriki on top of that must also be quite the low, said Mifune. This news takes them by surprise, but this also meant one thing. The fact that the Leaf were comfortable enough to just release information means that the others have practically started an alliance already, and they're trusting them with that information. You don't just say who your Jinchuriki is. And them finding out about who the Cloud Jinchuriki was actually a secret. So that's why A was mostly surprised to see Yukito there with them. And A would then say, you conniving little shits, as he would then take a seat, and the restrained Naruto would then say, oh, so we have a lot of things to clear up. That jutsu only works if the environment I placed the seal on has enough chakra imprint for whoever was present there. Me and him are releasing like huge amounts of it, so that's the reason why it's so clear. Oh my god. The attendants, while the Kage were just having like little talk, had their eyes glued to the screen the entire time up until now, when they all see Naruto go giant at this point, blowing away Madara, and everyone looked back at the interface at this point, dumbfounded at the things that Naruto was just doing, like it's nothing. Okay, I know, I'm amazing. And let's clear something up, by the way. This guy, he snaps and a picture of Obito shows, which then glitches into a video as everyone sees a bizarre screen. Uchiha stumbles upon Ikaruga, the previous Mist Kage. I might be getting his name wrong, I don't know much about the guy. In his office, they watch as they fight in horror and suspense until he takes control of him using his Sharingan prowess. I can't believe it, says Tsunade. Mei looks at this completely heartbroken, as were her attendants, and people actually liked the previous Kage. He just went on like a little crazy tyrant raid. And Shizune looks to a smiling Naruto as she says, would it kill you to stop surprising us like this? Yeah, but that's what makes my job so fun. Not that I know what that job is. He didn't tell you about this, said Onoki. Just what kind of Kage are you? Hey, in her excuse, he snuck out. Smacking him on the head, Tsunade says to stop doing stuff like that, and he says, ow, fine. Can you let me go now? I'm gonna make a mess if I break all this. With a click of her tongue, Tsunade would then pull back the branches, letting Naruto land, and he would then clear his throat. These guys have been taken care of, but the reason I've been awake for so long is to figure out what they've been orchestrating in the background. All this animosity, all this hatred, I made a promise to get rid of it, so despite how bizarre of a promise it might be, I'm gonna stay true to that. He would then think back to the villagers getting a somber look before smiling, saying, so, what about it? An alliance? I'll even throw a guarantee of a mother box, making any shinobi you want pretty awesome. You have your choice, but it's just one. Wait, seriously? They all yell. The surprised Naruto scoots back, asking, yep. Seriously, it's just a seal. I hear you will get it. They get Genkai. They didn't even know they had, said Ao. They get exponentially physically stronger too, and their chakra is like immense. Lord right now, they said Dari. I know you idiot. Oh, hey, kid, I'll join you. Don't use those against us. That's not how they work. And it's just a goddamn seal. Y'all are so loud. No, it's not. All of them shout. Okay, okay. It's not. You guys are weird, might I say. Yeah, says you, they all thought. Tsunade then thought, oh, he never notices how much he truly affects the world with these escapades. However, she's a little proud. It's her little monster. He be doing crazy shit like that, you feel me? So, getting a riling talk started, like the Kage, even Gaara becomes completely hyper trying to negotiate the balance of their alliance and these mother boxes. Once Nutty then gets in saying, alright, let's have an actual conversation. I'm sure Naruto has a lot more to reveal. Let's be civilized, let me finish, then we can get back to alliance. And so they do. In the following moments, Naruto shows that all the Akatsuki have done, how they came to power, literally everything. That's why he was awake for so long. And how it may have impacted their villages, and it did impact them a lot. And then they talk about their alliance with Tsunade asking for a list of shinobi they wish to receive the mother box and what they need to do to earn that. But overall, cool. And Naruto returns to the leaf. And we cut to a few days later. A loud snore is heard as we seep into the room of Naruto in the Hokage Tower, which is now called the dungeon because I think that's cool. And we see a shit ton of flying seals and a mess of materials around Naruto himself, who had fallen asleep while flying. That's how he works now. Just then he slowly opened his eyes and came to, looking around until he slowly floated down, scratching his eyes and letting out a belting yawn. Stop. He would then make a hand sign, and all the seals fly back to the places they're supposed to be. They ravel themselves back up together naturally, and you can see Naruto's telekinesis has evolved to a monstrous degree, making it possible for him to levitate objects while he's asleep. Man, I made this dude OP. He would then clasp his hands together, saying, "Blood release, dimensional travel." He instantly disappears and appears mid-air before Tsunade, being helped by Shizune, and he lands as she would ask, hard at work, Naruto? Yep, here. He lays down a box saying, this is one of them for the mist. There are instructions for them. Well, gotta go home. I'm packing, so I guess not home for long. Packing? Asked Tsunade. As he stops with his hands in his pockets, he says, I always told you and everyone my dream without fail. I'll leave this village. You gonna stop me? She drops her work. So dropped that this will be occurring now. When she spent hours working and she's kinda tired and he does this now. And Shizune would say, please don't. Everyone accepts you now. You don't have a reason to leave. And without you, the alliance will work, said Naruto. If anyone tries to break it, I'll break them. And a little too late. I don't blame them anymore, alright? As he turns over, he says, that doesn't mean I have to forgive them. In a flash, he disappears with Tsunade, instantly reaching for a scroll and opening it up. As Neji, Lee, Kakashi, Hinata, Guy, they're all called and receive the message via their own scrolls. And lastly, of course, Sasuke gets it as he and Itachi eat breakfast, and he stands throwing the scroll aside as Itachi will then get up saying, I'm coming with. As Sasuke nods, they both get ready and leave at maximum speed while we see Naruto running through the forest, keeping his face so still and so emotionless that it was creepy, like he was trying to hide something. He knew there was some people after him, but he didn't care. So now they didn't spread the news of Naruto trying to leave either because of course the strongest people can stop him, and if they can't, then what would be the point of sending a bunch of people at him because he wouldn't do anything anyway, and it would just cause mass panic. So as he runs, Naruto comes to a stop as Lee and Guy flash before him, both kicking and releasing tigers made of flame that cause an explosion upon impact. However, that explosion is then blown away to show Naruto having punch strike them both in the stomach, knocking them out of their gate state. Naruto, not like this, said Lee. I haven't had my rematch. As both he and Guy Sensei fall, he catches them and he then spins at that moment and dodges left, kicking away a kunai before striking Kakashi across the head when he then poots and grabs him from below, breaking out of the ground and releasing a massive explosion of lightning that rises to the sky. This explosion, however, stays consistent, meant to continuously shock him, but regardless, Naruto just turns around, faces him, and smiles. Putting the mother box to good use, Sensei. Let's talk about this, Naruto. His chakra at that point, however, begins to be absorbed as Naruto's legs grow branches that latch onto Kakashi, detaching from him, and then just binding Kakashi, and he then blasts off into the sky as he now shows more emotion. Stop it. Stop trying to hold me back. He then sees a massive shadow form above him as he then turns and he tanks the slash of a two-cylinder blade from Itachi's Totsuka, and as he has Sasuke with him, they both see Naruto crater, but already start like he starts moving. And Sasuke would leap out of the Susanoo and slam him down, sprinting at Naruto, who has already been like far ahead by this point, and he catches up to him by pushing his body to the absolute limit because Naruto is that fast. He swings his blade at him when he gets the opportunity, and Naruto would sway back and dodge this, grabbing his blade as it then shatters, with Naruto spinning off like the ground while in this position and kicking off of Sasuke's head and flipping into the sky, and he fires an Omega beam that Sasuke has to dodge as it curves and then follows him. After everything we've been through and all of this, everything you've done, you're just gonna leave? That's cowardly. I don't know, it's just selfish. At least I know that, but I'm not running from anything. It's not cowardly. I thought you of all people would understand. The trailing lasers then stop following him and dissipate as Sasuke stops catching his breath, and he then looks around seeing the destruction caused by all this. Naruto basically had already cut down the forest. It was pretty terrifying. And Naruto would then look up seeing Itachi Susanoo above him, descend and land before him. What you're doing is the same path I went down, said Itachi. Ending up alone doesn't fit someone like you. Slowly limping out of the forest, Lee and Guy support each other as they arrive at Kakashi and Neji. Kakashi was freed by Neji and Hinata, who then makes her way out last. The only reason why you guys need me to stay is because I changed your home. I fortified it. Now you have a less than 10% chance of losing anyone. I bring a sense of security because I'm strong. That's not it, you idiot! The surprisingly came from Hinata as she steps up saying, you didn't change home. You made it my home. You made it Neji's, all of us. What would Sasuke be? What would he be if we never became Team 7? Now this kind of shakes Naruto's thoughts a bit. And this is when Sasuke says, do you think Yuruka Sensei cares about your strength or Jiraiya? I don't. He then slowly floats down as he looks at himself. These hands, these they have built and gone through so much, brought him friends, like saved enemies that become friends, and he's just trying to push away those friends he made. And then his hands are grabbed by Hinata as he looks up. Let's go home, okay? It brings a smile on everyone's face when tears start coming down his face and Naruto nods, not being able to say anything else. And Hinata thought, after everything you've given me, let me finally help you. Man, you're such a crybaby, says Sasuke. Shut up, this is you guys' fault. Damn it. He sucks up his tears, reminding himself what he promised Nagato. And this cycle of hatred he talked about, and how he was gonna break it, if it wasn't for his friends, he would have started all over again. Distrust would have spread. So, he has to face the source of his hatred, the villagers, and live with them. As the group walks back, they see the two usual guards who welcome them back. You give us a scare there, Naruto, said Kotetsu. Yeah, everyone's kind of panicking. Well, they're just around, just panicking a bit, said Izumo. Shouldn't be a problem, right? Well, to be fair, it's not like you guys bolted to the village making a huge scene, right? That's Naruto. Right? As he turns to them, they avoid his gaze with him saying, seriously? This would not have happened had you not tried to leave by flying first, said Lee. Yeah, but I went above the cloud. Nah, this is actually perfect. He walks past the gate, heading in, with him noticing people gathered up near the entrance, and it's just crazy. He thought their literal affection would be like a symptom of his hard work. Yet here they were, for him. And when they saw him, they actually started saying hi, asking if he was okay, trying to like sympathize. They weren't like being dicks. They were just asking if he was okay. God, they're like scared little mice without me, he said. And now you're just making little excuses not to leave, said Sasuke. Naruto, meanwhile, then notices Tsunade from her office and says that he'll be back as he flies up saying, hey, go back to your usual thing, people. Nothing to see here. Konoha's gonna be a bit busy. I'm going into overdrive. With a wide smile on his face, he blasts off, but the villagers noticing he smiled back at them, which is a huge contrast to him weeks ago, and it left them with the slight of, a bit of relief. It seems he's kind of ready to forgive them. I'm gonna have a time skip. Whoa there, little guy, said Naruto, as he held an infant Boruto in his arms, rocking him back and forth as he fired a laser from his eyes at this point, but Naruto playfully blocked it with his hands and reaches Hinata, who was sleeping on the couch, like she was massively tired, and he thought, yeah, he's a real handful, isn't he? The rowdy little Boruto then begins to float out of Naruto's hands at this point, but he then holds him down and taps him on the forehead, making him go to sleep as he sits down by Hinata. Hinata cannot deal with a flying baby that shoots lasers as well. Naruto had to come in today. So we then head on to Konoha, where we see a highly developed city now. And I mean hyper developed. There are kids riding hoverboards only possible due to a seal system added in it made by Naruto, who is now chief of inventor of ninja tools. Don't know what their actual title is, but you know who Katasuke is? He basically took Katasuke's job and is now his mentor. Trains are occasionally used, but if one really wants to like walk really far or go really far, they can step into a warp pad, which teleports them to stations or even across nations and such. They're the new boom tubes, which is called warp pads. Katasuke, who is the scientist in Boruto, is then seen warping into the dungeon via, yeah, the pad, and he arrives and sees the giant gate, which remained unchanged, the same, unlike everything else. And he then walks to it as a scanner would then scan his eyes, and it opens up. And he walks in, seeing a ton of people working. Morning, Chief. Good morning. Yes, it's another great day, said Katasuke. Did boss come with you? Asked Akita as she then walked by, and Katasuke said, What? No, he's taking care of his child. Wait, what? As he stops startled, he then sees everyone looking at him, like completely taken off guard, and he says, He didn't tell you? Boss has a kid? They all shout. He really tied the knot for real. Figures he sucks at delivering info, doesn't he? Katasuke with a nervous laugh and sits down at his workshop desk saying that he's named his son Daka Uzumaki. Also, he's been exhibiting the same things as Lord Naruto has when he was young, so they all fill with dread and say that they're just gonna go back to work because thinking of a baby doing the same shit Naruto can do as a baby is insane. So the day carries on. Leaf has never been better, and Naruto's mental health is top condition. And we all love when people are healthy. That is the end of the series. Tell me what you thought about it. I know the end felt a bit rushed, but honestly, this was the perfect way to end it. The cycle of hatred cannot continue. If I made Naruto actually the village like I wanted to, it would have made everything a waste. His promise is a waste. So he has to stay. And yeah, I just hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all my future videos. And without any further ado, I will be leaving. Peace. Go.